Right, guys, Trizztein here. So I wanted to show you some play-by-play analysis of some of the receives I made during my very first broadcasted match in 11 table tennis. And so this was the very first match that was broadcasted for the October edition 2023 of 11 table tennis. So it's the official monthly edition of the VR game of table tennis. So during this game, it became obvious to me quite quickly, even during the match itself, that I was having difficulty against my opponents. Long pendulum serves going deep to my backhand. So just for presentation, this guy, his name is Magnic. He's a German player. He's an 11, actually not an 11, an 18 years old, sorry, an 18 years old German player from Germany. And I have to say I think he's very talented. I think he's excellent. And it really struck me even more when I watched the video of this, because I was thinking, okay, I've got trouble against long pendulum serves going to my backhand. But I was thinking, okay, so I just need to configure some ball machine and start, hitting these more and more. And then I thought, okay, but what's the spin and what's the depth and what's the, I thought about all these parameters, and then so I went back to the video and I thought, okay, so what is he doing exactly? And so I took a closer look at every serve that I missed straight up. My receives just went into the net or overboard. They went over the back line. And I thought to myself, well, actually, each one of these are different. Yeah, they're all long pendulum serves to my backhand, but there's so much more to it than that. There's some of them are top spin, some of them are shorter, some are longer, some are faster, and so there's a whole array of these. And I think this goes to help us appreciate the complexity of the serve variety that pendulum serves allow us to perform. This is perhaps one of the reasons why this is one of the most popular way to serve in table tennis right now at the pro level. Also, probably the fact because we need to consider the fact that usually we can disguise a lot of what we're doing with the pendulum serves. We can hide much of the paddle behind ourselves. Now, in 11 table tennis, that's not the case, but still, many people still choose to use the pendulum serves as they are also kind of training for real life table tennis as well, and which is my case also. So let's take a look at some of these serves that I straight up missed and see what we can learn from that. And let's try to make an exercise out of it also, of just thinking, okay, so for each serve that we're going to look at, we're going to try to evaluate where the second bounce and the third bounces of the serves are going to be from looking at the paddle motion. I think this is an excellent exercise. Okay, so 12-15 is the first serve that I missed straight up, 5-4 in the first set of this tournament. So I'm going to slow it down. Now it's a 0.5 speed, and let's take a look. Look at the paddle motion and the first bounce. Just from this, where do we evaluate that this ball is going to be? Just from looking at this, I'm thinking this is backspin. This is kind of half long, so I am expecting the second bounce to be somewhere here, and maybe the third to be somewhere around the edge here, more towards here than here perhaps with the ball. So second bounce, yeah, right around here it went, and the third bounce goes really, really close to the corner of the table. So very beautiful serve to the corner, which is always problematic. It's so difficult to hit these serves back. And then I tried to push it. I tried to just push it, and it didn't go over the net. So what happened here is the question. Honestly, I think I probably read it to be a bit shorter, or maybe I thought, or I hoped. I think we do that sometimes, where we hope that the serve is just going to be a bit longer, so that we're going to have a bit more room to work with when it comes to the push. And perhaps I got a little bit jammed with the edge of the table here, so I didn't push with quite enough energy here. So that's why it just ended up going to the net. So I'll just play it again and maybe not stop it every second so you guys can have a closer look. I'm just going to accelerate it to 12-15 here. Here it comes. So that's full speed, you can appreciate it. Let's look at it again. Half speed perhaps. This is kind of a typical long pendulum serve backspin, but it's very precise in the execution. Look at where the bounce was going to be, really straight on the corner. I mean, if he had to, you know, aim for a ball right here, he probably would have touched it. It was a beautiful execution. So very difficult to just push with confidence because of the table getting in the way. And so you end up putting it in the net. Yeah. All right, so that's the first one. The second one, 1235. So let's just accelerate it slightly here. Right, so 1235, slow down to, let's say 0.75, and let's give it a full go, not looking at everything. So look at the serve, where it's going. So this one went a bit further down to the backhand side. It was longer than the previous one. Yeah, it was longer. It required a bit more of a sidestepping on this one, on this side. And yes, it curved more, so there was more side spin to it. Can we read that side spin just looking at the motion of his paddle? Let's slow it down to 0.5 here. Just looking at this, how much side spin is there in there really? That's not always easy to tell. Is it going to curve more towards here, or is it more of a dead ball when it comes to the side spin? Does it have top spin? I think it's pretty dead actually, with quite a bit of side spin. So let's see how far is it going to curve. See, it's just a bit of a curve. It's not that much of a curve, but the overall direction was more towards the corner here, exiting outside my backhand corner. And so it was just a bit too much to my left for me, and perhaps that's why I had some trouble returning it properly. Yeah, that's perhaps what happened there. It was just a bit further down, more down to my backhand, and I can feel the stretch of my arm here, going right there, my right arm stretching to my left, and that's not the best. More footwork to the left would have been necessary probably. So it's a mixture of spin and reading and footwork probably responsible here. All right, let's see, 1316 right here. I really love this one actually. Right, I got right on. Look at the motion of the paddle here. You're going to see it's quite different actually, but it's deceivingly different. It's not that obvious. Yeah, you see that little curve he made right there. He really pulled the paddle towards his back. So is his elbow, which we cannot see here obviously, but his elbow is pulling backwards, and that's what's creating the spin that you're going to see. And boom, just popped the ball completely. It really took me off guard. I was thinking, my brain only zoomed on the first part of his motion, not the second part. And the second part turned out to be the critical part here because it determined the spin of the ball. It did the second part being from the moment it contacted the ball, he really pulled his elbow back. That created a top spin in the ball. I didn't read that. And moreover, if we look again at the depth of that, yeah, right there, the depth of that, no, actually that's not the one. I need to speed it up a little bit so we get it again. There you go. Look at the depth of that. Again, 0.5 here. Look at where the ball is going to land on the third bounce. The third bounce is so close again to the corner. So this guy, he's practiced the trajectory of both his stop spin and back spin, long pendulum to backhand serves very diligently. I'm guessing because this is super high precision. It is so easy to get jammed against such a serve here. Really excellent serving from Magnic here. And so this guy's in the top spin with a backwards pull. This is very advanced stuff, and I popped it right up. So yeah, there you have it. 1316 and 1450. That's the last one I wanted to show you guys. So look at this one. Okay, let's analyze the motion here again. So here there is a pull, but the pull is more to his left than it is backwards. So there's probably more side spin in there, I'm guessing. This is my first guess. I don't even remember how this goes, so let's see what happens. So going right there. Okay, so you can see that in terms of trajectory, this one is way more to the inside. It's a lot more to the inside rather than on the corner. It's more straight. It's really a body shot. It's really aimed at my elbow, and it worked perfectly well. I got jammed on my elbow here, and I think that's probably responsible for my missing it. So 45. I'm just gonna show it again. Just gonna catch it again right here. Slow down. Let's look at it again. 0.5 speed. So the hit. And I just missed. I can, just thinking about my elbow here, I can feel my elbow and shoulder getting jammed up by the position of the ball with a very slight curve going in. Actually, is it going inwards? Yeah. So the side spin made it curve inwards like this. And it really went into my elbow and I got jammed. And when you get jammed, you usually tend to produce less energy than you should. And so oftentimes you end up with the ball in the net, as was the case right here. Let's take a look at it once again. Beautiful variety in the serves of Magnic, really, I have to say. So here it is. Yeah, it curved inwards and it really jammed me somehow. So yeah, so finally I can say that. There you have it. So these were the points that I missed straight up against Magnic, and it really goes to show how advanced this guy is. This is a new tier of play for me. I've only been playing against guys with this high an elo for maybe a month or two, ever since I got into the 3K department for the first time. And it's great lessons I can gain from this, I think. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this helps you appreciate the subtlety of the sports that we play. And I'll see you guys in game.